I believe companies who pursue shareholder value are unlikely to create shareholder value. Well, what I think has changed worse is we're in a period of real stagnation across many countries. Certainly the United States is a perfect example of it. Stagnation of the median income family. The family right at the middle of the distribution. They just haven't advanced much, if at all, in the last quarter century, which is a long time. At the same time, the top 10% and even more so the top 1% are doing fantastically. In fact, better than they've ever done before. And I think that's a challenge if you want the combination of democracy and capitalism. If you only want one or the other, it's not a problem, right? But it's a problem if you want 51% of the population to support the current system. In the late 70s, talent woke up and started to ask for more and extract more from sort of the overall economic equation. Before that, it was a battle between capital, the financiers of the business, and labor, generically across the board. And they kind of fought over who would get how much. And with the addition of this third party, essentially labor splitting into more generic labor that's easier to replace, because they have a more generic skill of which there are many people who can do it. You know, an assembly line worker or a hospital orderly or a accounts payable clerk. They split from these employees with more unique skills and more independent judgment and decision making. And when they entered the picture, right, and started extracting more, there was a lot less left for labor. And a lot less left for that median income worker. Well, what I think happened in the second half of the 20th century is, in order to scale, because the companies of today, regardless of the country you happen to be in, are way bigger than they were 50 years ago. The whole size of corporations has increased. And what they did to enable that scaling was standardize and routinize jobs. And what they didn't really realize is that one of the consequences of doing that was that you wouldn't be able to produce great customer quality and a great customer experience. So what can corporations do? They can turn those brains back on. And the companies that do are reaping huge rewards. Four Seasons hotel chain, right? It's in an industry that pays low wages and experiences 60% turnover every year. So they don't pay much and they don't invest much in their workers in that industry, except Four Seasons, who says the only way we can give the fantastic service we're known for is to have workers who can say, the guest needs this now, I'm just going to do it, because that's the guest experience. They've got that decision-making authority. As a result, Four Seasons workers make way more. They're the highest paid in the entire industry, from the bellman to the chambermaid, the highest in the industry, and the average turnover is not 60%, it's 5%. And they all have career paths, they all have training, etc. And who's the most profitable luxury hotel chain on the planet? Four Seasons. So it's not a trade-off. I believe companies who pursue shareholder value are unlikely to create shareholder value. The ones that pursue customer delight and satisfaction in an environment where employees are treated with the respect they deserve, they will end up maximizing shareholder value, even though they're not particularly trying to do that. They're trying to run a business that serves customers well and is great for employees.